All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Citrix Ready Partner Pavilion. It's great to be here at HIMSS down in Orlando here, back in 2022 now, right? I know it was so great to be out in Vegas last year, and I think we had just started the movement back into normality a little bit, and now I think it's so wonderful for us all to be down here. My name is Naveed Faryar, and I work with LG Electronics as a part of something very new and unique we've been doing for the last 5 years now, I'd say. And I represent a special group of end user cloud computing here on the East Coast of the United States. We want to take some time here to talk today about what LG is doing in the healthcare space as it pertains to client computing in partnership with Citrix. And there's a very cool photo here on the left side of this opening slide. I know this is a little premature to discuss, but it is a super cool all-in-one medical grade thin client that has an Imprivata ready RFID reader embedded into its bezel. You should see them floating around the showroom floors here at the Orange County Convention Center down in Orlando. So feel free to come find us at any of the booths that we're going to be at, Citrix-LG, RFIDs. Come find us and talk to us about what we've got going on in this space. That being said, let's talk a little bit about our organization from a high level. When you think LG, I'm sure you think a number of things, right? I think you might be thinking washer dryer. You might think home appliances of some sort, right? Your refrigerator, your television. LG is comprised of 118 global outfits, yielding hundreds of billions of dollars a year. So know that we do something, we manufacture hardware, and we do it well. And what I want to take time to talk about is, especially in the domestic United States technology world, we want to talk about what LG is really known for is our B2B IT business unit. And that is comprised of, again, really being bedrocked in the display, our desktop displays, notebook PCs, projectors, medical displays, which are going to be featured down here at HIMSS, clinical review monitors, diagnostic monitors. Swing by the LG booth and find out a lot about what we're doing in that space. But what we really want to talk about here today is the LG cloud device, our client computing devices, and how those fit into the healthcare space and the success we've had with some of the partners we've had in the last 4 or 5 years now. So let's talk about our devices and why we should lean on these devices. I think LG now, we've come to market with these thin client devices now for about 5 years. And in a word, I'd say nimble, diversity. We have really invested a lot of time into money into developing a gamut of products that fit into many different use cases inside of any type of healthcare organization. So let's keep moving forward and talk about that. So as far as the hardware is concerned, we offer a number of different form factors. Ultra wide technology is something that LG specializes in. Standard 16:9 machines, 24-inch, 27-inch. But like I mentioned when we first started this discussion, we really have focused a lot into the medical space. I think just based on the market that exists for virtual desktop infrastructure in the healthcare community. So we've invested into a number of VDI software organizations, and you can see them in the top right part of this screen. I think one of the things that separates LG again is our all-in-one technology, and being an elite display organization globally, allows us to feature certain patented technologies, one of them being IPS, Inplane Switching. And from a high level, Inplane Switching is simple. If you stand in front of a display, it provides you a crystal LED image. For non-IPS displays, if you move over to the left or right X amount of degrees, that image will be compromised. But for IPS displays, the pixels are angled differently so that if you move over 45 degrees to the left or right of this display, your image is not going to be compromised at all. All-in-one technology is great for real estate as it pertains to the desktop. So we live in the post-COVID world now where organizations are starting to realize that there are a certain number of end users that we can keep at home. There are a certain number of end users that we want to keep on-prem. What that means is, inevitably, we want to deploy an endpoint to the at-home user that is easy to configure, meaning that when you open the box, turn it on, it's got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth capability, and it can be seamlessly integrated into your VDI environment. And you don't have to open multiple boxes, have a bunch of cables flying around. At the end of the day, IT groups are very capable of deploying and configuring these devices, but not all of our end users are very technologically sound and have the type of tech acumen that will allow them to successfully configure an endpoint, especially at their home. And again, another beautiful thing about that, again, is a lack of cables, right? You're not going to have 50 cables floating around managing different peripherals and a big tower and a monitor. So we want to simplify the deployment of the endpoint. In addition to that, we did preface this conversation by saying that LG is the elite manufacturer of the LED display. If you go out there and talk to any of our competitors in the display world, you'll find that they are OEMing their glass, their panels from LG. So that's something we like to hang our hat on, and are confident that naturally every thin client that we manufacture has a sister display that can be added to it. So a lot of people now, their workflow is a dual display workflow going into a desktop. But what we want to do is deploy a single endpoint that contains the client and just simply push out a short DP cable from the endpoint to the matching display, and boom, you have your dual monitor configuration. A little bit down the road, for organizations that are on the cutting edge, we like to talk about, and we like to refer to them as such, we like to see people veering away from that dual display configuration. Now, naturally, the bezel that separates the two screens has become essential and is becoming ingrained in our workforce, and it has been for quite some time. But for the people who are innovative and want to, especially in this hybrid on-prem, off-prem work environment, the ability to deploy a single turnkey box that allows our end users to simply turn on their machine and log into their VDI environment provides tremendous value, not only to the end user, but to the IT department that has to deploy, manage, and support these endpoints. Thin clients in general are a beneficial investment to any organization because of their low power consumption. They have lower failure rate. There's less noise. The total life of the machine is going to be increased, and inevitably, through partnership with various Linux operating systems that contain a very, very small or pretty much invisible footprint, we're able to inevitably increase the ROI of an endpoint to much to the liking of the organizations that we're partnering with Citrix. Our newer ultra-wide machines and thin clients are geared towards the on-prem, off-prem collaborative UC world. From a physical security standpoint, we've actually designed a webcam that pops up and down into the bezel. So many people are concerned with the notion of having a camera that's on when they don't think it's on. It's not a problem with this machine. You just pop the camera back down into the bezel. These machines are ideal for telemedicine users, even in a lot of clinical settings. And the ultra-wide display allows for a great machine for any kind of cardiology, radiology rooms. So it really checks a lot of boxes for healthcare users. And all these machines are equipped with new age bells and whistles, like I mentioned, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth integrated into every machine, USB-C compatibility, built-in speakers, ergonomic abilities to tilt and swivel, much like any new age LG desktop display, right? How do we measure up against the competition? Well, we measure up and surpass the competition in several ways, not just as it pertains to our ability to manufacture a more diverse hardware portfolio, as you can see on this slide. We like to pride ourselves on how we came into the marketplace as it pertains to how the machine is operated and managed. A lot of our competitors, Dell, HP, Lenovo, they all have a proprietary operating system that they want you to operate and manage the machine within your Citrix environment. And that is in line with their model as CPU organizations. However, LG, being what we like to think of as an open platform elite manufacturing organization, we want to look into the future and see how, we listen to the voice of the customer when we're talking about best in breed, being able to deliver these a la carte solutions. So if you want to deploy Nutanix and some sort of HCI VDI configuration, and then use Citrix as your VDI software to deploy down to endpoints like LG, who are the elite hardware endpoints, but are then running these unique, new, secure, sandboxed Linux operating systems. So when we came to market, we decided, hey, we're going to be a software agnostic organization. So we partner with organizations like iGel and Stratadesk that allow us to deploy any type of endpoint to any type of user across all market verticals. But specifically in healthcare, we've had the most success. So we depend on these elite management suites and their abilities to create unique profiles and manage devices and keep them locked down and secure. And then, of course, the ability of Citrix to deliver applications to a Citrix desktop, or further, for people looking further down the road into Citrix Workspace. All great things that we're doing in the healthcare space at this time. So to boot on that, we have several organizations who will be in and out of the HIM show this week. Kaleida Health will be by the Citrix Theater to talk about their journey with LG and Citrix, how they're leveraging iGel as a Linux operating system and management suite to increase, again, to repurpose devices, deploy new devices, and make their VDI environment more manageable. The University of West Virginia's medical department, amongst others. I can say that as a new business that LG's taken on in the last 5 years now, these are just a few of the near enterprise size health systems that we are now working with on a large, massive scale. So we're very proud to be in partnership with these organizations. And if you see anybody from these organizations floating around, feel free to grab them and ask them about their LG experience. We love to hear their voice. We love to hear your opinions about their voices. So please feel free to ask us any questions. As an organization, I can tell you what separates LG from some of the major PC box pushers is that we are a small, nimble organization. We are very, very dependent on our collaborative capabilities. And so what that means is we have worked with our Linux partners and featuring a great organization like iGel here, who you'll see floating around the Citrix Partner Pavilion as well. We've been able to create these incredible synergies and leverage what makes both of our organizations unique. Them talking about, as you'll see here, they're being EUC enablers, being hardware agnostic themselves. Our philosophies aligned at the right time, and we're always in constant communication about opportunities to collaborate and improve both of our businesses. So that's been a real happy marriage, and we're happy to report that things with iGel, LG, Citrix are only moving in a exponentially trending towards exponential growth, and we're very excited about that. As previously mentioned, the folks from Kaleida Health will be here. We've invested with LG, Citrix, and iGel to put together these wonderful case studies about how iGel, LG, and Citrix have partnered to make the end user computing environment at Kaleida much more streamlined and easy to manage from the IT side. So we're always putting out these great pieces into the marketplace, and we're hopeful to put together proof of concepts with your organizations out there. Please feel free to contact us, and we'd love to start that conversation. Take a look at the Citrix partner portal. You'll see all of our Citrix certified devices up there. And we hope everyone enjoys this, what I like to think of as the return of HIMSS at its fullest. And we hope to work with it, each and every one of you, and leverage Citrix, iGel, LG, all of our partnerships that make this product offering in the healthcare space so unique.